Drive home with me, guys. So I'm going home now and I want you to drive home with me. So shall we? Go. Bye. Hey people, what's up? It's a girl Becca filming from Kaduna, Nigeria. Today, I want to talk about 5 things that my driving experience has taught me. And to be honest, if I'm to make account of the things that I have learned, the things that I have been taught via my driving experience, I can count up to 10, even more than. But today, I just want to highlight 5. Just 5 random ones, not even like 5 highest. But of course, number 5 is very dear to me. So ensure you watch this to the end. Number 1, I discovered that I needed more discipline and structure. I think after the first week, he told me, okay, Becca, we've been driving inside the campus. Do you think it's time for you to get on the express? To be honest, the first time he mentioned, I was a bit skeptical. I'm like, okay, no, not today. Maybe someday, other than now. So really that day passed, and the next time he asked me, I jumped on it. I'm like, yep, let's get it. And I drove. So I had the courage. Courage was not the problem. So we agreed to be meeting 5:30. Yes, right. Then weekends we can do morning and nights for weekends because I have more time obviously during weekends. But your girl did not follow the structure because she lacked discipline. I was literally not doing anything, but I'll still not go. So I discovered that more than courage, you need discipline. So when people shout, I lack motivation, nobody is here to support me, I just feel what you lack is discipline. And successful people are people who can actually discipline themselves. They know that this is what they want. They know that they can always get this too. They know they can always do these other things too. But they also know that if they have to get this once, they will have to let go of this. So if they have to deprive themselves of certain food, of going to certain places, of certain luxuries, of certain people hanging out certain times, don't do it. So my driving lesson has taught me that in my personal development journey, I need discipline and structure. The feeling that I feel when I'm with you. Oh, to mommy, anytime when I deal with you. Can you imagine? Saw me coming and just trying to do James Bond. See his head. Actually don't insult people when I'm driving. Number 2, I also learned that majority of the things we do, of the goals we smash, the feats we accomplish are actually finalized first in our minds before we even get to do it physically. So one morning I woke up and I felt, Becky, what is it? The highest that will happen is that you'll be going quietly, slowly, gently on the road and people will hoot. So they will understand that I'm not as good and they will just leave me behind and move on. So what's the highest that will happen? That I will get to work late, but that it can happen. And that with time I would improve. So yeah, I got to it. So that morning I woke up and I removed my learner. What was that? It was church first. It was on a Sunday morning. And usually, so he sits beside me to work every day. So that particular Sunday, because it was not a work day, he was not around, obviously, and there was no way I could have anybody sit beside me. So I felt so bad. Then how will I have a car? And I will now take keke or bike to church. In fact, the previous Sunday, one bike man almost threw me off the bike. So I said, you know what? I'm removing this L and I'm driving to church. So I removed the L and drove to church. Guess what? I did it. I did it, guys. I was so happy. I was so proud of myself. In fact, as soon as I got home, I called my husband. I'm like, I did it. And I was like, oh, that's my girl. That's my baby. And that was it. On Monday morning, I told my tutor, do not come again. I have graduated myself. And that's why I started driving to work. So I believe that you can actually do anything you put your mind to, so far you start putting in the work. So let's go, guys. Woo! Driving is fun, isn't it? It is fun to drive. Hey. Number 3 is that you know a route so well doesn't mean that you won't pay close attention each time you take it. In fact, this particular point was actually raised by my husband, Ayofe. I remember one morning I was going to work, then I saw that this car had run into a tipper. Funny enough, because that's the road I take every day. The tipper was not there in the morning, but by the time I was coming in the evening, I saw the tipper there. So in the morning when I was going to work, and I saw that this car ran into the tipper. So I spoke with my husband afterwards. Of course, we talk about everything. We talk about every freaking thing that is going on. So of course, in our gist, and I mentioned to him that on my way to work this morning, I saw this, that. So he now made the statement that, okay, you know what, girl? It's just the normal thing. The fact that you know this road so well that you take it every day does not mean that you not pay attention. Does not mean that you not be careful. Pay close attention as you pay every time. Even if you're the one that built the road and you know the road very well, like you know your own name or the back of your palm, forget about it. You have to be careful. You have to pay attention. So this really speaks to me on personal development journey, that we shouldn't be so comfortable where we are with what we know. We shouldn't be so comfortable with what we already know. We should strive to update ourselves, to upgrade ourselves, to learn more and be better at whatever we are doing, whatever skills at all. I'm so sorry. I'm alive. I'm not even seeing what I'm doing. Anyways, I don't want to spoil how this is already positioned. So let me show you the amala joints. So this is the amala joint. Can you see it? Number 4 is that no matter how careful you are, some things will still happen. Hey, that's how one morning we were on a lane. Then there was this hold up that affected just my lane. The other lane was free. Then drivers started forming a third lane, and there was this Honda beside me, which is, of course, obviously smaller to my own muzzle. Like, I drive a muzzle. So he was part of those who formed the third lane. So basically what they were doing was they will wait when our own lane moves, and those people on the third lane will now start coming, like playing smart. Why not just wait for your turn? Like, why are people like this? And I was just there. I was in there with my friend Jennifer. Then that was how the car in front of me moved. And this guy beside me, without warning, without sign of anything, he just drove in and brushed my car. It was the sound that I heard. Hey! The thing touched my spirit. I was so angry. But I didn't even wind down. No. I was just angry. And you know, my car is tinted, like it's so black. I will show you. You will see the tint. Like it's so dark, so they couldn't even see who it was. So when he drove in to my front, they were not doing sorry. So it was their own car I saw, and I was trying to calculate the damage on my car. Apparently, because they drove past my car, they brushed a part of the lower bumper in front. So their own car from beginning to the end was crashed. So I didn't even bother to come check. Like I was so furious that I didn't even bother coming down to check I was so angry. I'm like, give me that I'm very gentle on this road. I was just minding my business. I was just driving. Somebody wants to come in. I would just allow the person to come in gingerly. If he had shown me any sign at all, if I had noticed that was trying to go in, wallahi, I would have allowed him to go in. But no, he just wanted to show himself. Pass! And drove. He was not doing sorry. I was really pained. When I came down, I saw the damage that I made to my car. I can just open the door of my car that day and come down and say, hey, today we'll scatter everywhere. No, I will not agree. Hey, I will show you that I'm from Lagos. Yeah. But as much as I was angry, I just felt, what's the point of coming down now to create a scene? Okay, last, I will say, yeah, go and take care of the car. Well, maybe if it were bigger and I realized it's so big, in this world we are not alone. So we'll definitely come in contact with people who are nothing like us. They will not behave like us. They will not treat us the way we are treating them well. They will not mind their business. They want to be in our business. And there's an extent to which you can control that. Really. So when the person scratched my car, the most that will happen is that I'll come down and demand payment for the damage. But the damage is done already. Even if they go fix the car, it will tell on the car eventually that, oh, they've been fixing or repainting, So I realize there are things we can't control. So don't beat yourself up. Take life as it comes and just move with it. Yeah, I'm back from the Amala joint. I got my Amala. So now, all road leads. And the number 5, the final one is that, dear friends, trauma is real. Hey, so this story is long, but I'll cut it short. When I started driving, in less than a week, I was going for a rehearsal in ABU, and I was in Kaduna. I could take public transport, but I wanted to drive down. Of course, I spoke to my number 1 ginger person, my husband. I'm like, babe, I want to drive down. He was like, that's my girl, please do it. Let's see, do it. And I spoke with my tutor. Chidi was like, oh, you can try it now. Try them now. Yeah, could drive now. That's how it's our roads. Your baby girl did it. So I drove for 1 hour 30 minutes. The road is cool. The first time I drove, there were no diversions. It was dualized, and more than half of the way, especially when you're driving down to Zaria, is actually cool. Like, it's dope. So I enjoyed driving. Fast forward, then the 3rd time or the 4th time I was now driving to Zaria. So I was driving as usual. Before I overtake a car, I will horn. So that day, just 15 minutes into driving, there was this mother cat tipper, if you know them. This mother cat tipper to my left. To my left, another tipper in his front, and then there was this tricycle, keke, napep, to my right. So as we were going, I wanted to just put my head, and Jennifer was like, oh, Becky, why not to wait, let them go? But in my head, I'd be like, hell, girl, you don't know me? Latest James Bond in town. So I drove in. Before going in, I had calculated that the keke man would sight me and just give way. I'm on a lie. As soon as I just plunged in, the keke man just came to my front like this. So in trying to swerve a bit and move ahead, I just got hooked on the tipper. And God. So there was a tipper in front, there was that one beside me, and all I was hearing in my head was a mixture of like the tipper was eating into my car, and blood of Jesus, Jesus. Jennifer, that was Jennifer. Me, I held on to the steering. Hey! Everything in my head, I'm just like, God, take us out of here. Like, the thing was eating my car, like I was having the sound like. Number 1, God really helped me that I didn't freak out. So I didn't stop, and I didn't swerve out. I maintained how I was driving, but I tried to drive out. So I drove out. The keke, that was when the keke man now paused. So I drove out. In fact, I even continued driving, but I could hear a sound like my bumper is out. So I stopped by the roadside. The mother cat man even feel like saying scratch person. The guy just move. The dad I know say if anything happened to you, forget about it. So we parked, and these very wonderful men came to help us. So I came down and I went to check. You see how they used to say, they raped you how many years ago, how many days ago, you're now feeling it now. I didn't even feel like anything happened to me. Like I drove down to Zaria, I didn't shake nothing. My friend was saying, hey, Becky, you tried though, you are courageous. I started feeling bad. I remember speaking with my husband, and he was like, oh, you have to be more careful. Are you sure you still want to tow that road? What? I felt bad after all, but I'm like, okay, fine, I've done this, it's part of the learning process. Next time I won't do that. I won't be feeling like a James Bond. I'll just respect myself and really do what I'm supposed to do. I didn't really feel it until we were returning after 2 days. Then I was going to drive by another mother cat tipper, and I literally couldn't move past him. There was enough space. I could not move. I was like, I've never been that scared. And ever since I started driving, from learning to when I started driving well by myself, I've never been that scared. Like, I love to drive. Each time I'm going out, I just want to enter and just start driving. Like, I enjoy driving. But that day I was scared. God. My hands literally shook. I was scared. The memory came back. And then just felt like if I move beside him, he's going to follow me, or I'm going to go under him. And I couldn't move. And a lot of cars were just hooting behind me. Move. And I couldn't move. And I was just stuck. And Jennifer was like, Becky, what is it? Drive now. I couldn't tell her anything. At the end of the day, I drove. Yeah, I moved past him. Past the tipper. But man, each tipper was a war. And it took a while before I got over it. It took a while. Like, I had to pass beside many tippers, like, did quite a number of journey. And each time, even till now, I still remember, but it's not as traumatic. So I sat down and I thought over it. And I'm like, girl, trauma is real. Trauma is real. I had even started the healing process before I realized I was traumatized. How? I had gone to fix the car, so it doesn't remind me of such experience. So I realized trauma is real. Acknowledge it, respect it. Acknowledge it if you are traumatized. Acknowledge it, accept, then take up healing. Whatever way you feel is best for you to be healed, please get to it. And if it's someone else who is traumatized, please respect it. Leave them alone. Do not say, no, it did not happen like that. Do not say they are overreacting because you are not there, because you are not the one who experiences. You don't know. So if you're not helping them to heal, please clear the road. Leave the way of their healing. Let them choose whichever way they want to be healed. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm home now. Thanks for watching till the very end. I really do appreciate you. I'm not tired of saying thank you because I really do appreciate your support every now and then. Please ensure you like this, comment, and what again? If you are yet to subscribe, please do. What are you still waiting for? Till next time, be good.